All right, guys, thank you so much for staying with us. We are about to go in and have a complete treat. We're going to be speaking with our very own Hal Marcus, so Paso's foremost living artist, and his daughter. They both started a new project in El Paso called the Sunset Parlor, and it is right there. They're going to be telling us a little bit about the restoration of the property and their plans for it as a venue.
My name is Hal Marcus. I'm an artist, and I have an art gallery. And here we are at the Sunset Parlor.
My name is Leilania Marcus, and I'm an entrepreneur and performer.
We bought the building about 3.5 years ago, and we opened up last May. So it's new, but we've been working on it for quite some time, and it needed a lot of work, and we spent 3 years renovating the building. It's at 1307 North Oregon.
Tell me about the condition. It looks like you added a whole new floor to it.
Oh yeah, we did. So he purchased the building in March 2020, right before the pandemic hit. And it was one story with a little attic, and it had a little area for walking in the attic. And they had really not done much renovation since that was built in 1903. So wanting to purchase the house for 40 years. And the woman, Paula, said, I was born here and I will die here. And when I die, you can buy the house. And so he did.
It was in really bad condition. You could see through the roof.
Wow.
Water would come in. The floors were all rotted because rain would come down the alley and sit underneath the house for almost 100 years.
Yeah.
The lady just didn't have the money to fix it up or anything. So I kept looking at it for the longest time, and every time everybody looked at it, they go, "Is that place vacant?" I said, "No." I said, "But one day I'm going to buy it." And it took me that long.
To find anything?
Nothing was really worth salvaging.
Oh my goodness. Well, he would send me videos of like pianos that they just had to destroy because it smelled like cats so bad.
Yeah.
And like anything that was antique, it was just the stench was just too bad, so they couldn't keep anything.
Yeah, I think we saved one guitar.
Yeah, and some maracas.
And some maracas. But really, everything had to go to the dump.
Yeah.
It was good.
And he did a lot of it himself because it was in the middle of the pandemic, the beginning of the pandemic.
Yeah, I couldn't find it. But anyway, it was a long story. And remember, we tore off the roof and we went up a whole other floor. Yeah. And then in the back, we have a whole addition that's brand new. So, they say it's a lot less expensive to build something new from scratch.
And now we know why.
Than to do remodeling of old buildings. And it's true. But Layla had a great eye for what she wanted. And it is what it is now because of us collaborating.
He called me after he started diving into this project. I was living in California. And he said, "Look, I just bought this building. I've always wanted to purchase it. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Do you want to move here and run it?" And so I was running an entertainment company in California at the time, and everything had just stopped. So it was the perfect time to make a transition. So I sold my business over there and came over here and then kind of started taking over.
But don't tease us. Tell us a little bit more. Entertainment in California?
Okay, so I had an entertainment company called Nomad Arts Entertainment, which is now still running in San Diego. And I would produce shows for Petco Park, Qualcomm, Rolls Royce, some of the big corporate companies in that area. We would put together the entertainment for the events. If they had a show or a theme, I could write an entire production around their theme or their product or the theme of the year, and put together the costumes and the characters and the aerialists and the fire and hot air balloons with aerialists on the bottom of them and people swinging from the rafters and the ceilings, and it was just so much fun. Yeah. So I get to bring all of that here to El Paso. So when we were building the building, I put all of that into the building already. So I have aerial points here, I have surround sound, I have subwoofers under the stage. Lighting, beautiful lighting. So I really wanted to create a theatrical space that we weren't limited in when we put together shows.
But tell me about the culture shock from California to El Paso.
No shock. I love it in El Paso. I love El Paso. I love the crispness of the air. I love the multiculturalness of it. The people are so kind and authentic and supportive and really grounded. There's something inspiring about El Paso that's very real that you don't find anywhere else in the world.
So what kind of shows are we looking to do here now?
Yeah, it's a multi-use, so it can kind of transform to whatever you want, and it has that old-timey kind of feel, theatrical feel, so it gives everything this classical, elevated elegance to it.
Plus, it teaches classes.
So I teach yoga, wellness, belly dance, meditation, and life coaching here, and I have other life coaches and yogis that teach here as well. So it's really a place to elevate your life, to bring in inspiration into your life, and to get out of the stuckness that we all get in our heart or our mind or our body. So it's like movement, music, singing, dancing, fun, play. And it doesn't always have to be so serious. People take life too serious sometimes and health too serious. And life is creative. And like a flower grows out of creativity, not because it has to have a goal to grow. It's creativity that makes us expand and elevates us. So it's a place to,
Now, Hal, you've already established a legacy as an artist in El Paso, one that will likely outlive us all. What part of your legacy will the Sunset Parlor play?
Well, we're integrating all the things that we love, and we meaning humanity. What we have here is not only the performance arts and the visual arts, but the healing arts. And you can't be a good artist if you're not well. You can't be a good father or a good brother, or a good husband if you're not well. So the wellness is really an important part. Leilania studied with the Deepak Chopra Foundation in California, and she learned a lot of the healing arts, the Ayurveda. I'm also vice president of the Vegetarian Society of El Paso. So it's what you eat, it's what you think, it's what you create. And I wanted a place with a stage that we can put it all together. So that's the legacy. I have the art gallery, I have my home, I have my painting studio, I have my brand. But now we can invite the community in to appreciate it, to enjoy it. And you can rent the space for your own, parties or performances or poetry or film, so it is intimate. This is, 100 to 200 people. You have a really nice, intimate setting, something that I don't think you can find anywhere else in El Paso. We're up on top of the hill. We have a beautiful view.
you see the X in Mexico. You see the
You can see Mexico.
there.
You can see Waco tanks.
Yeah.
I mean,
You see the star on the mountain.
UTEP, Star on the Mountain. We're situated. The trolley goes right in front of our building. The streetcar right on Oregon Street. So this is a way for my family and my daughter and the community to build something that has a lasting legacy. So I'm very proud of it.
So what I'm gathering is that the Sunset Parlor is a melting pot of creativity, and it is a community building geographical point.
Could be.
So is there anything I haven't asked that I should know about?
Well, yes, so let's just go over a couple of other details about the building itself. So it was built in 1903, and as we started digging into it, the roof started caving in, the floor started caving in more. So we just decided to put a whole new floor. We originally wanted to keep as much of the original building as we could, but it just started falling apart. And in a way, the house was speaking to us. So we started listening to it. So as the roof was caving in, we took off the roof, went up a whole second floor. So now we had a second floor, which we originally were just gonna have like a little walkway to the balcony. And so then we created the mezzanine, brought in the spiral staircase so it didn't take up room for the performance and the classes downstairs. And a lot of the woodwork you'll see on the windows and the doors were the original doors and woodwork. We just took off the paint and refinished it with local artisans here in Sunset Heights to help do that. And if you see the shiplap up on the ceiling here, that was originally in the attic. We didn't do anything to it. We didn't paint it or anything. It's the original shiplap, exactly how it was. We also reused the shiplap in the kitchen. And
All the light fixtures are from secondhand stores or given to us as gifts.
Yeah.
You know, and some of the little light fixtures we had our friend Tali make them out of iron. Those little ones.
Yeah.
We had a especially made by local artisans. Our architect was local. Our builders are local. Our craftsmen were all local.
The woodworker was local.
Everything
the ironworker
was local. It was all one big
Yes.
family for 3 years, 7 days a week.
Yeah, and it was wonderful because it really gave us something to focus on during the pandemic, and we didn't have that rush of time because there wasn't much else happening. So we really had the time to shift it. And the architect at the end had to come in and redo all of his drawings because we had changed it so much from the original plan. But it's
It was a labor of love.
yeah, it was.
And in a moment, I'll bring in the cardboard box that was the original plan for this building that I made out of cardboard and Scotch tape.
And all the contractors laughed at him, and then after a while they're like, "We could bring that over so we can look at it."
Zero budget on a cardboard
Box.
Oh,
maquette.
Yeah.
okay. Well, I appreciate it so much for the opportunity to learn about this new project, learn a little bit about both of you. Again, I hope we're able to come back, follow up with you, see what other events you guys have going on. And just real quick before we go, can you give us again the address, maybe a phone number?
Yeah, so the address is 1307 North Oregon, and it's on River and Oregon Street with parking across the street. If you want to avoid the stairs, you just go around to the back. You can find us at sunsetparlor.com, and it's parlor like the Western parlor, not like the French parlor. So it's PARLOR. Phone number is 915-308-0037.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.